This is a January update on my 112 gallon average reef. Really not much has changed this month, but the tank is still looking great. As you can see, I've got lots of fish activity, and the corals are more or less filled in to the point where I should be cutting them back. Upon closer inspection, I probably should have started that cutting back a little while ago. Over here, this area used to be covered in pink pallies, but now it's covered in clove polyps. They're being pounded by the flow, but you can still see a couple of the pallies at the bottom. Basically, the cloves have just grown right on top of them. You can see a bit of the pallies still hanging on at the back, and they're growing up all the way to that acro that's struggling like it always is. Even this green lily really needs to be cut back as well. Here's a shot of the cloves when they're not being pounded by flow. The polyps are quite nice, even if the color is pretty plain. My Kenya trees are also splitting like crazy, or dropping frags, however you want to say it. This piece here has dropped about 6 in the last couple of days, and if you look to the right or to the left, it's about to drop more. This one over here is also dropping some frags. And the one in the back is also dropping them too. Not to be outdone, the toadstools too are dropping frags. Lately over here I've noticed that I have a lot less zoanthids and pallies. They've been overgrown primarily by these discosomas as well as the rhodactis to the left. Over here I've actually had to take out a knife and cut some of the discosomas out as they're growing right on top of my LPS. It's not just the softies that are growing quickly. This blue lepto has grown to the point where it's covered the rock, and I stuck a plug underneath so that it will continue growing on that. There is a little bit of empty space here, and I'm kind of debating moving my dendros there. You can just barely see them behind the cabbage coral here. The other option would be to cut the cabbage, but that would just be a temporary fix. I never really get to see these dendros, and they're actually kind of tricky to target feed when they're behind so many other corals. You can also see I've got some invasive clove polyps. These came with a coral years ago and they spread like crazy. They're starting to grow all over the corals here as well. Overall though, the tank is looking pretty good. I'm happy with almost everything going on in it. It's filled in. I now have basically a full stocking of fish. I may still want to add 1 or 2 small guys, but otherwise it is looking good. Unfortunately, if you do follow my channel, you know I live in a remote area and it's very tricky to add new livestock, particularly in the winter. That's something I really feel like I'm missing, just getting something new. Although if I do get stuff that's new, it'll probably go in my other tanks as they are not as jam-packed as this one. That's about it for this month. Thanks for watching, and happy reefing!